container. This is the way we do it. We submit it to God, and God is the one to worry. And is that the first week ended without any paper being exposed earlier than time that it was expected to be released to students. And I would want to thank the principals, the center managers most sincerely, because that is you. That is what it means to practice our noble profession in the way that it is always respected. As a teacher, I feel proud to be associated with all of us, because if there is one thing that we are doing, is that we are the people who've been given an opportunity to co-create our young ones. And whatever it is that we allow them to do, if we allow them and facilitate them to do the wrong things, then that is how we shall grow them. That's how they will appreciate life. But when we do it the way that we have done in the last 1 week, where our children have an equal opportunity because they all get access to the examination at the same time, then that is the best thing that we can do. And I've been going around the country. I've engaged with colleague principals who are center managers. And I can tell you, maybe that's the same thing which is here in Kisumu, is that many of us are very happy in the measures that have been taken, because what they tell me is that this is the time when we have an equal opportunity to showcase our work, to showcase what we've been doing with these children for the last 4 years, and that we are giving them an opportunity to be able to give us their full potential without any influence at the assessment and examination time of anybody else other than themselves. So for that, I would want to most sincerely thank you, my colleagues, the principals. And as we start our second week, we look forward to even a better week. I know in another 1 or 2 days now we shall be going to the electives, which will be maybe more easier to manage. And as we go there, we wish you well. And as we go towards the run and completing it on 24th, we would want to look forward to a good job, so that those of you who are our examiners, when you come to do the job that you'll be doing next, you'll be able to see the fruits of your hands in the way that you should get them, because you'll be realizing what you planted, what you nurtured, what you've let grown, developed, and therefore you'll be realizing the fruits of your hands. Today I know the country is all focused in making our future better by protecting the environment, by growing as many trees as possible. I know we are targeting to do more than 150 million today. For those of us in education, those who are here today, we shall be growing 2 seedlings. We shall be growing 2 seedlings, those of us who are here today. We have the seedling of the tree, which is also investing in the future, and we have the seedlings of our children, whom we have been taking care of, and we are also growing them into the future. So both seedlings that we are taking care of today are seedlings of the future. We are investing in the future. And each of them is equally delicate, and therefore we must take good care of it. So as we grow the two, our children, and you know, I usually tell people that those are the 2 things that usually start from the nursery. When you are nurturing a tree, you start first by having it in the nursery before you transplant it to grow on its own. Our children, we start them from a nursery before we transplant them to walk on their own. So as we look today at what we are doing, those of us who are doing both, God has given us an opportunity to take care of 2 very important elements of life: our environment and our children. Let's handle both with care. And therefore, I will be urging my colleague teachers that when we finish our second paper today in the afternoon, as you leave your deputy center managers back in school, let them work with our children to plant trees. So while you are bringing back the scripts, organize with your deputies so that they can be able to make our children exercise their other duty of protecting the future. So once again, good people, once again, colleagues, thank you very much for the good work that we have done. I've been around for quite some time, I can say. I've been in this container quite a number of times. And we've run this race together. And coming from the county of champions, I can say we've run this marathon this year in the best way. We have honestly run this marathon this year very well. And I can assure you that this is the time, just like those champions from where I come from, where they will tell you that allow me to go to New York, and then I'll come and pay for your land, because they are so sure that they will come back because they have practiced enough. This one, I know you as our principals, you can tell us for sure, next year, those of us who are teaching at the next level of learning at our tertiary institutions, we shall give you good children and good students, because you have run a clean race. So far we have run a real clean race. And you know, in marathon, once you have started a marathon, it is so difficult for anybody to introduce anything along the way. It is so difficult. So since we are already midway the marathon, I'm sure we shall complete this marathon as clean as we have done so far. And colleagues, asanteni sana. I can say that from deep myself, because I've gone round and I've seen and I've engaged with yourselves, your colleagues, and they are happy that this time we shall be able to nurture our children to attain the full potential. And I would want to urge all of us today that let's leave children with children. Let's leave children with children. Let them realize their full potential, because we've been good coaches, we've been good mentors, we've coached them adequately. Let's not be worried. They'll be able to run this race on their own in the best way that is there. Let's allow them. I know my good colleague talked about, I don't want to go in that area, but we are all aware the Presidential Working Party completed its work. We are now at the tail end of completing the sessional paper, which will go to Parliament, so that it will guide us in the way that we are going to implement the Presidential Working Party. We have implemented quite a number